Well, some people might think, myself and my wife included, might think I wasn't the smartest kid on the block when I decided to invest heavily in a company and a product that nobody had ever seen or heard about before. And that was, as you just correctly pointed out, Ezekiel, in November of 2019. I got my first shipment of machines, several $100,000 invested in just the machinery, not to mention the territory that I own, which is all of the Western Hemisphere, and the rights to be able to market to that and be the sole distributor for these markets. And here I was in January of 2020. Like you said, the pandemic hits. Nobody can travel around. Wall printing business was not something like Burger King or McDonald's, or again, we're not a franchise, but using those as examples of fast food services or a plumbing or pest control or a signage shop, anything that people knew what they were. Nobody knew what this was, and so there I was with all these machines and investment, and nobody's traveling. Nobody could see this. Certainly, if they did buy it, they couldn't go to somebody's home or restaurant or something to do a wall printing because places were closing down all over the place. People were working remotely. However, I believe that when you've got lemons, try to make lemonade. And so I said, well, here are all these people that are working at home or being laid off, maybe rethinking their lives. So whereas everybody else was laying off people, I started hiring. The first people I hired were my technical support team to learn how to use these machines and how to support customers if and when the good graces of God and the pandemic powers would allow me to get customers. And so I built up the technical and customer support team. I also built up my social media and marketing team. And I decided to go ahead and use social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, to communicate with video and messages of what vertical printing was, because it is something easy to articulate through a video. If somebody wants to go to thewallprinter.com, our website, it'll only take you 30 seconds on the website to really see a machine working in a video and understand exactly what it is that this business is and what the machines do. And so we had to articulate that, and it was easy to do through social media, very inexpensive, really, to utilize those, relatively speaking, as opposed to going to trade shows, which there were none. There were no industry events for me to bring this product to, but people were stuck at home. People were being laid off. So I really had a captive audience of people who were searching the internet for their own lives or having the time to do that. And so people were seeing this and people were asking about it and people were inquiring and filling out our contact form and wanting to learn more about what is this vertical printing machine and what is the business opportunity? How much does it cost? When they realized we get today, and we've gotten every day for years, about 150 inquiries every day. 140 of them see that this is a $30,000 machine, a piece of commercial printing equipment. That in the scheme of things is really not that expensive, but it's not your $100 desktop printer from Hewlett Packard or Canon or Epson or something like that. This is a commercial printing machine, and there are commercial printing machines that signage people use to do vinyl stickers and signs and things like that that cost $150,000. So in the scheme of things, it's a moderately priced product, but for $30,000. 140 of those 150 inquiries I get every day say, no, that's not for me. But maybe some of them say, I don't want to buy the machine. I don't want the business, but maybe I know a wall that needs to be printed on. If not in my home or business, maybe somebody else, and they refer us to somebody. But 10 of those 150 are people who understand the value and the opportunity of the machine, and they fill out the form to get more information from us and to have a call just like you and I are having today, Ezekiel, with you and your audience, and we arrange a Zoom call and we introduce ourselves and they tell us who they are and what they're doing today. That may or may not be in anything related at all. In fact, the less people know, the better. That way we can train them on how to use the machine successfully, and they don't have the clouded outlook from some experience that they think might be appropriate, but is not. And so that's the way our business has grown, basically through social media and the pandemic. My long-winded way, apologies to you and your audience. It's typically how I answer things. I try to get it all in. But during the pandemic, this was a good thing for us for starting this business because it gave us the opportunity to really introduce the product to people through social media. Now we have several million people who have seen this over the last 3 years. We're really, when I say we have, I'm very proud that we have 100 customers, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of opportunity out there in all of North and South America, and we've just begun to really enter into the marketplace.
Nice.